When you think of your home, what comes to mind? Is it the gleaming tiles in the kitchen or the plush carpet in the living room? These finishing touches definitely make a home feel lived in and reflect your personal style. But did you know that the biggest surface area in your home is often overlooked? Walls make up a significant portion of any room, yet many homeowners treat wall finishing as an afterthought. They focus on fancy light fixtures or countertop materials without realizing that the final look and durability of your house depends heavily on the sequence and quality of rendering, skim coat, and painting. But why is this important? Why not just slap some paint on the walls and call it a day? Well, let me tell you. Walls aren't just there to divide spaces and provide privacy. They're the unsung heroes of your home, protecting you from the elements and providing a stable, safe environment. But here's the thing. Walls, especially those made of concrete, are porous. They can absorb moisture, which over time leads to cracks, surface degradation, and even structural issues if left unchecked. That's where rendering comes in. Rendering is the first step in creating a durable, long-lasting wall finish. It involves applying a layer of cement mortar over your concrete hollow block walls. This layer isn't just for aesthetics. It's a shield against moisture and a foundation for a smooth, even surface. Think of it as the first line of defense in protecting your home. But here's the catch. The effectiveness of rendering depends on its thickness. It needs to be robust enough to protect the wall, but not so thick that it becomes a burden. Typically, a thickness of 10 to 15 millimeters is ideal. Anything less won't provide adequate protection, and anything more can lead to its own set of problems like cracking and sagging. Once applied, the rendering needs to be cured properly. This means allowing the mortar to dry and harden gradually. Rushing this process can cause the outer surface to dry too quickly, leading to cracks and a rough texture. Remember, a good render is the backbone of your wall finish. It's the difference between a house that looks lived in and one that's ready to be made into a home. Once the render has done its job, it's time for the next layer, the skim coat. Now, if your render is perfect, you might be tempted to skip this step. After all, why add another layer when you've already got a solid base? Well, here's why. The render, while crucial, is a rough surface. It's not smooth enough for modern finishes, especially if you're going for that flat wall look that's so popular in bedrooms and living areas. That's where the skim coat comes in. It's a thin layer of finishing compound or mortar that smooths out hairline cracks, pinholes, and imperfections, preparing the wall for painting. Skipping this step can leave you with an uneven, bumpy, or patchy wall, which is a real eyesore. Now you might be thinking, can't I just put a little extra effort into painting to smooth things out? Well, maybe you could, but that's not the best solution. Painting over a rough surface doesn't fix the underlying issues. It's like putting a bandage on a broken bone. Sure, it's better than nothing, but it's not a permanent fix. A good skim coat will give you a surface that's ready to paint, a surface that will look good for years to come. Finally, it's time for the grand finale, painting. This is where a lot of homeowners put their focus, choosing the right colors, the right sheen. But remember, good painting starts with proper surface prep. It's the difference between a DIY project that looks good initially, but ends up peeling or cracking, and a finish that's a true testament to your home. It involves removing dust, priming and applying the paint correctly. Each of these steps is crucial in achieving a flawless finish. Moisture-prone areas like bathrooms and kitchens need mildew-resistant paint. Exterior walls need UV-protected, weatherproof coatings. But none of this matters if the surface underneath is flawed. If the render is cracked or the skim coat is uneven, the paint will bubble. Crack or peel, no matter how good your paint is. So never skip the initial prep work. Here's the takeaway. A beautiful wall isn't built with paint. It's built with process. The right sequence of rendering, curing, skim coating, sanding, priming, and painting is crucial. Each step builds on the last to create a strong, long-lasting finish that protects your home and looks great. So whether you're building a new home or giving your old walls a much-needed facelift, remember this. Don't cut corners. Invest in quality rendering, skim coating, and painting. It might cost a bit more up front, but it's an investment in the longevity and value of your home. Skipping any step may save a few pesos now, but it'll show up in the cracks later. And once paint fails, you're back to square one. Build walls that last, not just ones that look good today.